Gary had always dreamed of having a pet, but not just any pet, a talking dog. He figured if he was going to have a furry friend, it might as well be one who could hold up his end of a conversation. So, when he stumbled upon an ad for a talking dog for sale, he jumped at the chance. The ad was posted by a man named Bob, who looked like he might have been a professional magician in another life. When Gary arrived at Bob's house, he was greeted by a rather ordinary-looking mutt lounging on the porch. "Is this the talking dog?" Gary asked, trying not to sound too hopeful. "That's right," Bob said with a grin. "His name's Max." "Go ahead, ask him anything." Gary crouched down to Max's level. "Hey, Max, can you talk?" Max lifted his head and said, "Yep." Gary was stunned. "Wow. That's amazing. So, what's your story?" Max sighed. "Well, it's a long one. I've had a lot of jobs." "Really?" Gary was intrigued. "Like what?" Max's tail wagged slightly. "Oh, I've been a movie critic, a security guard, and even a yoga instructor." Gary was impressed. "A yoga instructor? How does that even work?" Max chuckled. "Well, let's just say downward dog is a lot easier when you're already a dog." Gary laughed. Okay, I'll take him." The next day, Gary and Max were settling into their new routine. Max proved to be an entertaining companion, sharing amusing anecdotes and opinions on various topics. But things took a turn when Max decided he wanted to try his hand at becoming an influencer. One afternoon, Max declared, "I think I need to start a blog. My followers need to know my thoughts on the best dog treats." Gary was puzzled. "Wait, you want to start a blog? But you're a dog." Max looked affronted. "And? If cats can do it, so can I. Besides, I've got some strong opinions on the subject." So, Max began blogging, and to Gary's surprise, he quickly gained a following. He reviewed treats with the finesse of a gourmet critic and even started hosting live Q&A sessions. But Max's newfound fame had one unexpected side effect: his ego grew proportionately. One evening, Max demanded that Gary fetch him a new collar, a diamond-studded one, of course. When Gary hesitated, Max threw a tantrum that involved flopping dramatically onto the floor and whining about the struggles of fame. Gary had to admit, it was hard not to laugh at the spectacle. Max's diva behavior might have been a bit much, but he was undeniably entertaining. Eventually, Max's over-the-top demands began to mellow out, and he found a new hobby: making up ridiculous conspiracy theories about squirrels being undercover agents. Gary decided that as long as Max was happy, he'd tolerate the eccentricities. The real lesson came when Gary saw Max, the so-called talking dog influencer, curled up on the couch with a contented sigh, apparently content with a simple belly rub. Gary realized that maybe the best part of having a talking dog wasn't the conversation or the fame, but the companionship and the laughter they shared. And as for Max, he eventually retired from blogging, settling into a quieter life of lounging around and dispensing sage advice about the best spots to nap. Gary was just glad he had found a friend who, even though he could talk, preferred to share the most important thing of all, a good laugh. Kindly subscribe to Shortsvets.